WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis, part of the Memphis Sports Network with 92.9 FM ESPN, ESPN 790 AM.
The views and opinions of the hosts or guests of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the management or staff of Intercom Memphis.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take a family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. This is Larry Ray sitting in the do each and every Saturday morning, and we're rolling into November. And I know you think this is Open Mic Saturday. It's not, okay? We're not taking your calls today, not doing any giveaways. That's next Saturday when I will be in the woods trying to kill that deer live on the radio. Now, the
again.
Again.
The Whisper Show.
The Whisper Show. And that you heard that voice. That means that Ron Wong has switched. And so he is here on the first Saturday. This will really make everybody confused. And so we're going to talk a lot of fishing, right, Ron?
Yes, we are.
We've got some special guests
We
here.
have a powerhouse
Yes. You love
program
this, don't you? You're all fired
coming
up
today. Yeah, we're really talking to some really all-stars of the fishing world
Well,
today.
let's start right off on this Saturday of November the 7th. You got a guy on right now that all of the Mid-South folks know. Career. We're not going to age this guy because he's still just a pup, according to us.
He is a pup.
But what is he? Wow, what a career.
And he's, talk about careers. He essentially put crankbaits on the map.
Mr. Crankbait. Yeah.
He is Mr. Crankbait. A fine gentleman. Of course, you and I had the opportunity a couple of years ago at Sea Opus having lunch with him.
We sure did. Sat right there at the table with us. And so everybody knows this is David Fritts. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
All right, now we've built you up now, David. So, I mean, that's early on Saturday morning. You're a veteran. You're getting ready to do a lot of stuff. Are you geared up again? I mean, this has got to be, for you, if you've done it so long, do you still get that competitive drive in you, David?
Oh, yeah, that's what drives you.
Yes.
Being competitive. If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't be near as much fun.
Well, talk about being competitive, David. I was just at a Lose with you at a Lose media conference.
Yeah.
And Gary Rummensnyder was doing his product demonstration and everything, and he talked about how competitive and how detailed you are about everything that you do. And, I got a big laugh out of that. But, he was talking about working with you on the perfect crankbait rod. And I'm not going to say crankbait rod. I'm going to say cranking rod, as you told me.
Yeah, crankback rod, that's right.
Crankback. That's right.
Crankback rod.
And tell our listeners, why do you call it a crankback rod?
Well, because it works on anything you crank back to the boat. That could be a spinner bait, a buzz bait, a jerk bait. It could be a lot of different baits. But anytime you're winding something in, this is the rod you need. This is going to let the fish get that bait a little bit deeper, and your catch ratio is going to go up tremendously. So, that's the key to this rod. That's what it's all about.
One of the things, I had the opportunity to fish with you a little bit there and use that perfect crankback rod.
Crankback.
And
get used to that.
I have to tell you, as you know, I fell in love with it, and of course now I am using it for spinner baits, your rattling jig baits, crankbaits, buzz baits, everything. It's pretty amazing the way that you built that. It's a lightweight rod, full cork handles and everything, David. But tell all of our listeners how you went about putting out the specifications for that rod in terms of the backbone, the fast tip, and everything else.
Well, Ron, this is a little different than some of the other crankbait rods we've had in the past. We've got it. It's still 90% fiberglass, about 10% graphite. We stiffened it up just a little bit because, today's baits are a little bit heavier. They're a little bulkier, and you need just a little bit more stiffness. So that was one of the first things we've done, and we were able to really lighten that rod up when we done that. But the rod is perfectly balanced, even all the way up to, from the 6/8. Size that we have all the way up to the 7-11s. They're all just well balanced, real light, long cast, designed to bend and flex right in the middle, just at the perfect place for the bow and arrow effect to really help you get some extra yards on your cast.
Absolutely, and I got to tell you something. The weight of that rod is unbelievable for a glass rod. I mean, I picked it up and I go, wow, there's nothing like it in the world.
Well, that's what Lew's does, isn't it? I mean,
lighter, faster, stronger.
Faster, lighter, stronger.
That's exactly.
That's the name of the game.
I know that, but when it comes to Lew's to do that, and then of course you mentioned a while ago catch rates, and that's really important. I don't think a lot of folks realize, you want those big ones in the boat. And you want the rod that will help you improve that catch rate. I don't know what the average catch rate is in a tournament, but you probably remember those you miss more than those you catch.
You got that right. You do.
David.
I can tell you, I can give you a close ratio. Back in the olden days. Really, on a good day, you were lucky to catch 6 out of 10. And in the days, with the day's equipment, with the loose rod and reels and good hooks and good line, you can actually get that up to, I'm going to say a 90% average.
Wow.
So it's went from 6 to 10, catching 9 out of 10. And a lot of times you catch 10 out of 10.
Right.
It's really increased, really, really, really increased.
Now, David, you turned me on to something that, it goes beyond everything that everybody thought about of what kind of line you use for crankbaits and everything else, but you're using braided line on your BB1 on your perfect crankback rod. That goes beyond everything everybody has ever told.
Yeah, that's what you've told me.
Gosh, it works.
Yeah, it does, Ron. It adds a lot of feel back to you. You can actually feel every move that your bait makes. And also the BB1s that has the multi-stop, and that's the one I handed you in the boat. It is so much more sensitive. You can feel every single move that bait makes. And that's a big key in crankbait fishing. That's when you're going to catch more of the fish, and that's when you're going to tell that you got bites. And, you can make your baits do different things to catch those fish. But the Lew's BB1 or the BB1 Pro, they're both available in that multi-stop, not the infinite and reverse, but the multi-stop. The infinite and reverse are good reels. They're just not a reel that you can feel a lot through. It's more of a worm, a dragon, one of the dragon
spinnerbait
Right.
type stuff
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well,
Yep.
just, filling stuff with your rod instead of your reel. But anytime you're cranking something, you're filling more with the reel than you are your rod.
Well, one of the things that I noticed about that multi-stop reel was that you can actually feel the vibration of the bait in the reel itself, where you can't really feel vibration in a infant anti-reverse. And
That's exactly right.
Well, I love to hear all this talk here about infant and these things like that. That's why I'm here. I just I'm for you folks out there that don't understand this. We have a technology on lroutdoors.com. It's called Ron Wong. Will explain all these things to you because it catches fish. And let me ask you, David. Before I know you got to get going here and everything, but. You mentioned it. Ron mentioned this and everything. The technology, just amazing, isn't it, David? In your career, what's happened? I mean, you could look back. These young whippersnappers coming up now, they're really blessed when I think about it.
Yeah, they are.
Because you guys paid the price for what these guys are doing now. And my hat's off to you. And we're not trying to age or anything, but it's you guys that kind of laid the foundation, right, Ron? I mean,
well, it is. I mean, you go back.
I know you don't have to go back very far.
No, not that far, but in tournament fishing and everything else, and what we've done and what you've done, David, revolutionizing the crankbait world. But and now the technology, and you're keeping up with it. That's pretty awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
It is for David. I know that for a fact and everything. To do that. David, thank you, buddy, for being with us this morning on this Saturday. Got a lot of fans here in the Memphis area, and we'd like to
talk to you.
Yeah, we got your cell phone. We know where to find you, David. Okay?
Well, that'd be good. And like I say, anybody out there listening, if you want to improve your fishing, one thing, listen to this radio show, but another thing is give that loose rod and reel a try. The perfect crankbait rod is really $79. I mean, it's not going to break.
That's right.
It's a great, great, great value, and it's something that will increase your productivity tremendously.
And that's a great Christmas present just for that, So thank you, David. We'll talk to you. Good luck,
Have a
too,
good
buddy.
one.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys. All right, we're going
Bye-bye.
to take our first break of the morning. We're going to come back, and we're hopeful to hook up with somebody that you might know out there in the
Maybe.
fishing industry. Yeah. Be right back on ESPN 790.
Find